Chiagozie Ubani joins us now. He's a security consultant on the same matter. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're trying to also see how the people can help in this. We're counting down already to December 31st, which is the deadline given to the military by the president.
That's right.
But in your own assessment, very quickly, what can you say concerning the fight against insurgency?
Yes, it's been tough. It's a lot of vistas have been opened to the fight. However, some level of successes have been recorded. I have been very optimistic on that. I know that a lot can still be done. December 31st, deadline. Interesting. What can we achieve before? And what can we achieve after? All these have to be looked into. There is nothing wrong with the commander-in-chief giving, marshalling a work plan. He wants this put behind us by the end of December. I am very sure that he has also given the military the wherewithal within the availability of our resources and manpower to achieve this. Now, getting it done also depends on the level of challenge that befalls us as a nation. Depends on how equipped and how prepared and determined the opponents are on the other side. So I think it is unfolding, and I think we are getting close to that.
The determination now and even preparedness should also be seen on the side of the people. I recall that you were at the center of security challenge that the Southeast had then when it was issue of kidnappings and all that. We saw what the people did then in the Southeast, to the extent that they all came out and had fight off the kidnappers who were giving such communities a bad name. What is it that we as Nigerians can do in so many other places, in Abuja, in Kano, and places that we have seen insurgents, and even in Lagos here? What can we do in helping in this fight?
Yes, government and government security agencies have not really seen the need for them on that side to engage private practitioners to enlighten the people. You see, there is this we and them when issues of security come up. I have said, and I'll keep saying, that the security of a nation, the people, are you and I, civilians. What we have on the other side is the law enforcement, the regulators of security practice. There is the need for government to engage private practitioners to continuously and continually educate the people on what they should do. When you look at what has happened in Abuja, an alert, a warning has been issued. A security threat is imminent. Breach is imminent. Does it end there? We expect the engagement of private practitioners to go into markets, hospitality centers, and educate the people. Now, a warning has been issued. What do I expect the common market woman selling fruits to do? What do we want the hotel security guard, the gateman, to do? What do we want the bystander on the bus stop to do? That's where we're coming. Talk to people. But unfortunately, each time you propose to them on the need to have conferences and seminars and talk shops, they play down on it. The first thing that comes to their mind, the cost. How do we go about it? Sometimes they feel like they can organize these things. When the police or the DSS organize seminars. All they can bring together are top shots. It's not easy for them to bring the market women, the bus conductors, the drivers together to talk to them. So these are some of the challenges we are having. The people themselves have a role to play. We are the ones to raise security concerns, pass this information through, let this information be processed, intelligence sieved from it before actions can be taken for effective monitoring of the environment.
Mr. Ubani, I know I've heard you talk about this matter of bringing in the market women, the people that are out there playing in the field. Now, a situation where as we are now, it's difficult, so to speak, to reach the market women. Captain Omar talked about having things like restructuring the market so that they have like a chief security officer.
That's right.
And all of that. But in the process of getting this, the institutions that be right now are more focused on gaining grounds. And we asked the question, how do we ensure the grounds that have been gained are not lost again? That's on one side. And the other side is, how do we orientate the people? Because if they don't have the right mindset, they might not even want to step in to help secure themselves.
It boils down to relationship between the people, government security agencies. Let us remove the uniforms.
In our mind or physically?
In our minds, in this engagement. I was just discussing with Captain, when you read the history of the Civil War, there was this Colonel Chiagozie. He was a lecturer prior to the Civil War. But he was able to get the local blacksmiths and gunsmiths and people who had raw knowledge to develop all manner of weapons. I can also challenge you to look at the history of the CIA and the minds behind that institution and what it has become today. A professor, a lecturer in history. Okay. So, to a large extent, security is not about those wearing uniforms. It's about the people themselves. If I had chosen to commit crimes, believe me, I will go far before the long arm of the law will catch up on me. Why? It is some level of ingenuity, be it negative now, yes, we agree. But you have to think. It is something that comes to you even when you're sleeping. It's something that comes to you when you're jogging on the street. Oh, this gate is open and no one is there. If I were a criminal, I could go in there, pick up that bicycle.
Okay,
that's the way it goes.
Still on the matter.
Yes.
You talk about removing the uniforms.
Yes.
And you said from our minds.
That's right.
Could you enlighten us on where the military has missed it? Because it seems as if the Boko Haram insurgents are even, they have more intelligence because they have sleeper agents here and there. They are able to fit into society. They are able to mix up with the people. The suicide bombers are not, they are amongst, they blend in.
Yes.
Where exactly has the military missed it? Because the first thing that comes to mind when you think of security agents in this part is intimidation, fear.
You see, we have dwelt so much over the years on the barracks syndrome, where police, military officers, and security men, build a fortress, or fortresses for themselves, and live there. So once you're driving out of the barracks, I know who you are. We should get to this point, and I think we have gotten there, where uniformed men, security men should live with us, interact with us, go to the same social functions with us, and not be known to be security men. Now, we missed it when we isolated ourselves. Over these years of military rule, there was something that separated the military from the people. In fact, almost every Nigerian got to a point where they hated the military, even when we just couldn't do anything without having a friend in the army, or even when they were helping us get fuel on the streets, of Lagos and other parts of the country. We didn't like them so much. So it has taken a very long period of time for all these things to happen, for people to, withdraw from them. That now that we need them, very few people are cooperating. We need to get back to this integration. And what bridges this gap is the deployment of private security practitioners who can interact with them, and give the ordinary man's level of intelligence, the ordinary man's aspect of participation. In doing so, we'll bring back the collaboration that is needed. Fine. I won't say they haven't done badly. At least in the last 8 months, the Nigerian military sat up, even before the last administration expired. Some level of successes were recorded before the elections. And I think that has been sustained. Very recently, we have seen that there has been a conscious effort to stop playing politics with the Nigerian security forces. And that has also helped. If this is sustained, I am very sure that not too long from now, that some of our goals will be achieved. The very dangerous aspect is these isolated bombings, suicide bombings, the use of our girls, and unsuspected, civilians to wreak havoc in public places.
We'll come back to the girls, man.
That is an area that we should begin to worry ourselves so much, because that one is meeting us in the society. But reclaiming our territories and stamping Boko Haram out won't take too long before it is achieved.